Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy C-Hov with another video. Guys, I was on CoinDesk.com and was reading about Ethereum. Ethereum fight over lost fund explained. So let me talk about this article for a minute. It seems like the developers of Ethereum are having a little clash. It seems to be that you have some developers that want to update the code, whereas you can find lost Ethereum. If the Ethereum get lost, that they can find lost Ethereum on the blockchain and restore it. Of that matter, or say for example, if the funds get lost in the Ethereum, they can recover that. I actually think, you got some of the developers who are for it, and then you got some of the developers who are not for it. But this would actually be a good thing for scams, for potential scams. So if a company, come to market, if it's a crypto lending platform or ICO, say they raise money and then at the last minute they get ghosts, they leave the space and say that it's a scam. If the developers of Ethereum, go through with this, that'll actually potentially help people recover lost funds that was invested in Ethereum. So I actually think that these developers need to come together and actually agree on this. So let's go into the article. Just to start it off, the world computer is ensnared again in a heated debate. So there's a proposal, Ethereum Development Forum is a battleground for updating the code in Ethereum. So let's talk about it. Let's go deeper down, where it gets kind of interesting about this new process. So you got some of the developers who think, code is law, that the code doesn't need to be upgraded to restore lost funds. So let's talk about this. It said, when Ethereum upgraded to restore lost funds in a DAO hack of 3.6 million Ether, now valued at over 3 billion, a portion of the community abandoned the platform to create a new cryptocurrency named Ethereum Classic. God, that's big, man. So you got some of the developers who actually want Ethereum to be able to restore lost funds, and you got some of the developers who wasn't happy about it, so they've branched off and created Ethereum Classic. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So now Ethereum Classic, which is now valued at under $1 billion right now. I didn't know about Ethereum Classic, but now you have some developers who want to update the code and make this into the master code of Ethereum, so that they can, if it's a scam or if funds get lost, that they can do this. So I think it's a pretty good deal. Let's read one of the comments that one of the developers of Ethereum made. So this guy named Charles Cooper, arguing that such changes damage the incentive to maintain a decentralized ledger. Software developer Charles Cooper wrote, if the process exists when Ethereum can no longer be called a blockchain, it is just a central bank which happens to use miners to validate the majority of transactions. So you got some of the developers who don't want this, and you got some of the developers who do. So I think they need to come together and say, hey, this is what would be good for the people who use Ethereum and use any kind of process that's running on top of Ethereum. So I think that would be good for the people to be able to recover lost funds in Ethereum, and especially if it was a scam, be able to recover those lost funds. So I think they need to actually move forward and just come together and update the master code to recover lost funds. Just wanted to drop this quick video. If you get a chance, go to CoinDesk.com and you will see it. High stakes Ethereum fight, lost funds explained it. That's pretty dope, man. This is your boy Crypto Hov. Check back with the next video. Peace.